episode 18. At least I think it's 18. How are you tonight? We're gonna have a great show tonight. I got my usual co-host Marcus Crawford with me here, and we have one of our favorite returning guests of the show, Bryan Singleton. I don't even know how many times he's been on, but he's one of our favorite guests, and we're gonna have a great show tonight. I've already popped up something in the chat here. Our good friend DeMarco, FSU grad, he today just insured his Evo and his Mavic Air for $60 a year with no deductible. And he also said that it was with State Farm. So I'm passing on some good information right now. So we're gonna dive into the show. We're gonna have a Zeno update, a Feed Me X8 update, whatever other updates we come up with.
Aviator.
Aviator update. Marcus has
God.
Marcus is going to have not an unboxing, but Marcus is going to show off a brand new product, fresh off. People say DJI is not releasing anything. Well, Marcus is going to prove them wrong. And Marcus has also he's developed, I think, the greatest spreadsheet of all time just for this show. Does it have a pivot table?
No pivot table.
No pivot table, but it has a lot of good stuff in it. So
it has some conditional formatting, no formulas either.
So, but this spreadsheet, I've heard rumors it may be the greatest spreadsheet ever formulated, and it will be up on the screen at some point tonight. So, everybody, look real close. You wouldn't want to miss it. So, after this big buildup, I want to turn it over to Marcus Crawford. We're going to check up to see what he's been up to.
Yeah, this is going to be this should be an interesting show this evening. So I guess what I've been up to, I've been as you all know, I've been messing around with the FT Aviator. So I've tried it with both the Phantom 4 and the Mavic 2. So we'll talk about that a little, and then I took a nice flight out there at someplace that I hadn't flown the drone before. I went out to what they call Eagle Island State Park, which is kind of an island in the middle of the Boise River. The channel kind of splits and it makes an island, and got to see some raptors out there. So that was kind of interesting. And then I do have a DJI product to show off tonight. And gosh, I'm thinking, I did, as Ron said, got a little spreadsheet to show you here in a little bit. That's about it. Our good friend, Bryan. Bryan, what's going on besides that Ron Brown drone?
Nothing. It's just too damn hot to fly. I haven't flown in a week. I can't go out and stand in this 90-degree heat. I just can't do it. My body just says no. No to standing in 90-degree heat. Now, Marcus, you got that little deal where you got that little canopy at that park you go. You get the
got it.
That little canopy. Believe me, that makes like a 15-degree difference. That makes a world of difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
Right.
You can go out there on it. Well, it was almost 100 degrees here today. But yeah, as long as you're standing in the shade, not in the direct sunlight, it gets hot, but it's not unbearable.
Right. Well, most of the time when I'm out there, like if I go to that golf course, which I've only been a few times, but I mean, there's no protection there.
Yeah.
And I go out to that park I always go to. There's no hiding over there unless you go out there like a little bit after 7, and then, them trees that I'm standing in front of, the shadow starts bending there a little bit and you can duck in there. But you have to go at certain times. There's no way in hell between 10 and 6, you're not going out there.
It is.
There's nowhere to hide, So other than that, though, I've just been kind of chilling because it's just been too hot to go out there and do anything. I just can't take it.
Hey, Bryan, you mentioned the golf course. Is it true you and Parks and Tech, Josh, have made a series of videos over at that golf course?
Well, we went over there and made one video, but it was real long, so he split it up into a few videos, And we were walking around over there. He was showing me some that like where the creek is and all that stuff because the bridge got washed out there. So
I saw that. That was interesting. And that was near where he got the Anafi stuck in the tree, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you talked about it. It was another bridge someplace else, and it was a good video.
Yeah, there's another little area I haven't explored yet. It's on the other side where I went in the first time, and it's down the road and around the corner, I want to go park over there and go in that way too, because there's another little tail end section to that golf course that I haven't been to, and I don't know if he's been there yet or not either. You can see it on the satellite, but Marcus, he had actually the best flight with that FT Aviator that I've seen anybody be able to have with that thing. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have an opinion on what this thing's all about. And I was going to actually make a video about it, but you know what? I won't. I'll just save it and tell you what my opinion is right now. I have all the respect in the world for that guy, Scott, whatever his name is, the astronaut. That takes balls of steel to be able to fly into space and serve your country and all that stuff. Okay, I respect that guy to the max. But what I think this whole FT Aviator was all about, and you see this all the time in tech, and you see this all the time in business, okay? Somebody will make a product hoping that some other company buys it because they want that technology. You see this in startups all the time. How many startups has Google bought? Thousands of them. I think that these guys made this, probably invested X amount of dollars, okay, engineering this, designing this. They said, we're going to throw this on the market, and hopefully DJI will swoon in here, and just to get rid of us, they'll give us $30 million. I really think that was what was behind this whole thing. I really believe in my heart they only made this. Maybe when they first started to make it, they had the intention of it being a product. But I think once they got down to the nuts and bolts of it near the end, they said, you know what? There's going to be this albatross thing where you have to have the controller. They couldn't get the technology to actually reverse engineer the controller mechanism from the Phantom 4 and the Mavic Pro and this other drone all into one stick. So they had to do this deal where you had to drag the controller and hook it to it. So I think once they got to that point and they knew they weren't going to be able to reverse engineer all the technology that's in DJI's controllers, once they figured out they couldn't do that, they just pushed forward hoping DJI would buy the technology. I really think that's what the deal was.
Well, let me tell you, Bryan, from a practical perspective, what it's like flying with that thing. And you touched on probably the biggest one that everybody sees is obviously it adds another level of complexity to what you're doing. It's something else that you have to plug in, something else that you have to carry around. So if it's going to add that level of complexity, it needs to bring something to the table. It needs to be a better way to control your drone, and not just a little bit better. It needs to be way better. It needs to be one of those things that you get on it and you go, wow, okay, this is what I want to use to fly my drone. The reality of the fact is, and I said from the very start that one of my issues is cross-coupling. I'm trying to do a manual droney and I'm always yawing a little bit, or hell, guys, I'm just not that good. I even have trouble flying in a straight line. I'll end up rolling one way or the other. With that stick, if you got it off just a little bit, your drone will roll and turn. So I have to really focus not to do that. So that's what I thought that the FT Aviator would help me. That was my big thought process, that I thought that would be something that would help me. And it does that, but it does it at a cost. It is so those speed modes on there. If the only way I could yaw with the thing is in that lowest speed mode, in the turtle mode. Anything above that, and so you twist the joystick to yaw, it would yaw so fast. I couldn't control it. I could not meter it closely enough so then if you're in that turtle mode, then going forward is freaking slower than hell. So what are you going to do? You're going to turn it to 1 when you want to yaw, and you're going to turn it to 3 when you want, or 5 when you want to go forward. Well, of course not. That's not practical. And there's no adjustment in there to do that. So the other thing I found out is you lose a bunch of I went into the camera menu, and there's a bunch of stuff missing out of there. Like, there may be a way to do it that I just didn't see, but I wanted to put grid lines on my screen. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to do it in the FT Aviator app. The other thing about it is you lose, all you can do in the FT Aviator app is just fly the drone. You lose any kind of automated flight mode, precision landing, and any of that stuff. None of it is there. And I don't, I use that crap. And so
most people do.
Yeah. So the reality is what you would have to do if you're going to use the FT Aviator is you would, if you wanted to use something like that, you'd have to unplug the joystick. You'd have to close down the FT Aviator app. You'd have to open the DJI Go 4 app. Well, hell, nobody's going to do that.
No.
It's not practical. You might as well just have the DJI Go 4 app and your little two-stick remote.
The thing about it is, Marcus, once I saw the first video of this thing, which was Ken Huron's video. Yeah, okay. Ken Huron, sometimes he acts like a horse's ass, but that's a shtick. That's his act. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
Believe me, I'm sure he tried everything he could to get that thing to work right.
So all the stuff that he talked about, I mean, I don't know that first one where it was jerking around. I don't know what the problem was, but the second one, you remember where he is rolling it back?
Right.
That is bullshit. It's the same as when you use the DJI controller. I could detect no difference. That's why on my first video, I did it first with the Phantom controller, and then I did the same thing with the FT Aviator, and he's full of it. It's not, there's nothing wrong with the way that thing rolls back and forth. Let me also add that I always felt fully in control of the drone with the FT Aviator. I never felt like I was out of control and I couldn't control it. Not at all. So that's not an issue. It's just a practical issue with that thing. It just isn't. It, like you said, if it could be one unit, okay, that'd be one thing. It adds that whole level of complexity that just none of us need that. That's all.
I think that for them to make that thing the way we would want them to make it, I think the cost was going to be way too prohibitive because they were going to have to put way too much more technology into the thing. You know what I mean? They were going to have to try to reverse engineer all these controllers, the Phantom 4 controller, the Mavic Pro controller, the Spark controller, the whatever, and have all those different technologies inside that because they're not all the same. They're not all the same.
It's going to have
more has the light bridge, and this one has that, and that has this. They wasn't going to be able to do that. That thing would have cost $9,000.
Yeah.
Okay, to make this thing do how we wanted it to work, it would have cost $9,000.
Well, to your point, I think it was a great idea they were trying to sell to DJI, right?
Yeah, I think that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. I really think they just want to get out there and see if DJI or some other company, parent or somebody would say, man, that's something we either have to. I mean, companies buy stuff, not always to use it, just to keep some other company from getting it.
True, very true.
Okay, so they might have just hoping, okay, well, maybe somebody will buy this just because they don't want DJI to have it, and they'll put it on the shelf. And when they sell the company, they'll sell the patents or whatever. Because I'm sure there's some kind of patent on that thing. There's got to be a couple of patents floating around on there,
Right.
But I think that's what they tried to do once they figured out that they weren't going to be able to bring all that technology in there. I think they just threw it out to the market, hoping DJI would scoop it up for $30 million.
Ron, what's your opinion?
Let me ask the $1 million question here. Well, actually, before I ask the $1 million question, I want to compliment Marcus's series of videos on the Aviator for the fact that he's been so unbiased. We know I know he personally was looking for this device. He was all set up to like it, but he didn't fanboy it. He told it like it was. His weaknesses, his faults, and whatever. And I compliment somebody on doing a great job when they wanted to like the product. but they still gave it an unbiased review. And also for going over all the little nuts and bolts details that I saw some of the other people skip over in their reviews. But anyways, now that I'm done sucking up to Marcus, here's the $1 million question. This product, just the way it is now, without a version 2 or without a massive software update, just as the product is right now, will this product be any kind of success at all, or is this kind of a in its current form at its current price? Is this product just going to not sell and go away, or can a drop in price do something for it? What's your opinions,
Ron? I just don't think. I think it's going to reach as a niche audience. People have already said, hey, if you're somebody that has a disability or something, and by disability, I pretty much mean just the ability to just use one limb. Hey, that thing, you'd be so tickled to death to have that thing. Other than that, and there's going to be other people that are just hardcore, and like you described, they just want to like it so bad that they'll like it. But I just don't see it,
because at this point we've seen enough reviews that we know it's not going to turn an average flyer into Top Gun, right? Anybody who thought they were going to get this and they were going to fly around like Top Gun, that's not happening. Is that correct?
That is spot on, Ron. I just can't see it getting huge acceptance that it could. I don't know, to keep him busy. I mean, just like Bryan said, God, you had to really like Scott and admire what he was trying to do, but the reality of it just doesn't live up to it. Bryan?
I see your buddy. I know you know this guy. I've seen some of his videos, but he has it up here, this Femio X8 overheated. That thing overheats, man. You can't fly that thing in direct sunlight for very long. Or you could fly it in direct sunlight, but not in like 90-degree weather. Because them are the times I had the trouble where the satellites just disappeared, The heat sink was boiling, the motors were boiling, satellites all went away, and once it got to be 72 in the little bit early evening, it flew great. But
yeah, I've never heard of
heats, man. I don't think there's any fans in there.
Yeah.
I think they just are relying on that big heat sink in there. I didn't hear no fans running.
Yeah. And like you said, I've picked it up before where you literally couldn't hold on to it, the bottom of it.
Right. That heat sink, it gets really warm.
Yeah.
It's working good. Okay. It's drawing out a lot of heat.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to do. And then you get all those drone overloaded warnings. Do you ever get those, Bryan?
I haven't got them on the X8. I've only flown the X8 4 times.
Yeah.
The one time, the first, I did that little quick flight when I did the unboxing. And then I went out and flew it the 2 times where the satellites failed. Then I took it out in the early evening and flew it, and I didn't have a problem when it was 74 degrees.
Yeah.
The other 2 flights I had where the GPS failed, that was 90 degrees, in the boiling sun, So them are the only times I've flown it.
Well, I know Al Duran likes to fly at the river, and I know he likes to fly at the ocean. So I got an idea, Al. Maybe just every once in a while you just take a little dip in the water and come back.
Go fly for 5 minutes, bring it back, and just like hold it and dip that heat sink in the water and cool it off. Just dip it in there a little hair.
I guess we could consider this our FEMI update section of the show, Marcus.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
No firmware updates this week or anything.
Not that I know of, but I need to check on that because I like doing an update video every time they do.
Oh yeah. Now, how about the our little Zino? Have they done a camera firmware update yet to correct their last? I'll call it miss firmware update.
It's a miracle that they haven't. You would think that they would after all the feedback, but no, I haven't seen anything. John Coopy's in the chat. I don't know, John. Have you seen anything? I haven't.
Yeah, so they've been almost 2 months with this latest I'm going to call it miss firmware update where they put the camera backwards. So they must be on summer vacation.
I didn't do that update.
You were smart.
I'm at the, what is it, 152? That's the one I'm at.
Yeah, that's a flight control in the camera. You want to be at 3.6, right, Marcus?
Yeah, 3. Yeah, because the 3.8 I think is the bad one. I can't remember for sure. But Bryan, you'll appreciate this. Just for the sake of a video, I did update it, and holy crap, was that a mistake?
Were you able to roll it back?
I was. So
okay.
I was able to roll it back.
As long as you can roll it back, that's, you can mess with it. But I'm not even going to do it because I would, maybe my luck, it would say, oh, no rolling back allowed now, or something like that.
Well, you had to jump through some hoops. So you had to use, and I don't remember the file names, but one of the files you had to get off of the older version. Excuse me, you had to use one of the files from the new version and then the 3.6 from the older version, and you loaded those two files and it would roll it back.
Well, you guys know I ordered that black Zino too.
Right.
Yeah.
When's that coming?
That should be here like in a week.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's in Hong Kong now or something like that.
Oh, well, that's bad.
It's made it out of China, but it's probably sitting on the protesters under some
protesters are holding it back. Yeah,
right. They're probably holding it hostage.
Yeah.
Like they can get out.
Well,
yeah, so I think it's over in Hong Kong or something right now. But it did get out of China.
Good. Well, I guess that ends our Zino update. We're right now we're waiting on Bryan's Black Zino to arrive. So everybody look forward to seeing that pop up on his channel. So there's no Anafi updates. They haven't had any firmware updates. No Spark updates. No.
I think they did update the app. I think the app.
Oh,
there was some kind of app update.
I'll have to check it.
The Android, weren't the Android guys talking?
Oh, and the DJI Go 4 app got updated too, because I just did the update today.
Oh, I didn't look at it. I'll update it. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that updated too.
So, I saw that my Mavic 2 was asking to update as well, and I didn't have time to do it the day I was flying. But
now, does that use the DJI Go 4 app too?
Yes, it does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there was an update for that. So,
but it also wanted to update both the drone and the controller.
Okay.
So,
okay. Well, I flew this morning. It didn't bug me, but I'll start up tomorrow and see if it bugs me. But that's good news. Everybody, go check your DJI Go 4 app and see if you got that's on the drone, not on your phone, or both.
He had the Mavic 2. I don't have the Mavic 2.
Okay, but okay.
You and Marcus have that. So he said the Mavic 2 updated and the app updated.
Okay, on your phone. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
but for me, it was just the app.
Right. Good. Okay. Well, we'll look into that, everybody. And now we've got our updates out of the way. We're going to go to the portion of the show where we've got a new product on set, don't we, Marcus?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Geez,
everybody's been saying DJI doesn't release any new products. Well, we're going to prove them wrong here.
See if I can hold this up where everybody can see it. I'm on the wrong page on my computer. There we go. Yeah.
My camera, that looks like that brand new Osmo 3 mobile drone that just got released last Tuesday.
I got the deluxe kit that has the little tripod and the little keyboard.
Of course you did.
Well, yeah.
Well, you got mine because I tried to order that and they didn't have any of those. I just got ordered just they didn't have the kit, the deluxe kit when I ordered mine.
Well, Bryan, we all know Marcus has the fastest buy button in the West.
And I got to tell you, I did too. Right after I got up that morning, and let me add that I was not going to, I really wasn't going to buy one until I saw Rick Smith's video on, what's the name of his channel, Ron? Gosh darn it.
Rick Smith is
Drone Valley.
Drone Valley. Gosh, yeah. I'm old. And he really was impressed with it. But then the price, $139 for that deluxe kit, $119 just for the regular kit. Man, I just felt like even if I use it 3 times a year, it'd still be worth it.
Well, I bought the Osmo Mobile 2, I had it for a year, never used it, and I gave it to Ryan Duvall. I just sent it to him.
Yeah, I had the one.
I just never used it. You know.
Well, it's another one of those products, Bryan, that's too much trouble to use because you got to balance the
right.
phone.
All this balancing and all this mumbo jumbo, you know, and it the tracking, you know, wasn't as good as this one is, and you know, so
yeah,
I just never used it. You know?
Yeah.
So I just gave it to Ryan. I figured he'd get some use out of it.
Yeah.
Well, Marcus is going to produce I don't know, I can't name the next Gone with the Wind to get this thing out of the box and going here.
Well, you know, you're joking around, but that tracking feature is kind of handy because as a cameraman, if you're making a video, Bryan, the kind of videos you make where you're kind of walking around a little bit, if that thing will track you and you don't have and take video and you don't have to worry about it, I see where that could be.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons I bought it.
Yeah.
Because the tracking on the Osmo Pocket's not that good.
Exactly.
Okay, it's just not. It's especially in the slower tracking, which gives you a better quality, but it's too slow. I mean, I said that about the Osmo Pocket when I did my review of that thing. When you remember on the video I did where I hit the GoPro with the golf club?
Yeah.
I mentioned that in that video, and that was the day I got it and turned it on and looked at it, and I went, "Oh, that tracking's too slow." You could tell that right off the bat.
Yeah,
it's just not fast enough. And even on fast, it's not fast enough. But it is. But it is better. But it's not fast enough. You know. So. That's, I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was just the hardware limitations of that little, you know, maybe they just couldn't make it go faster. You know, I mean, it is kind of tiny. The whole gimbal and that whole setup there on the Osmo Pocket, that's small.
You know, Bryan, the Osmo Pocket is another product that I really want to like. But what I find is I just don't use it. When I want to take something, I grab that Hero 7 because it's so much easier to use.
Right.
Well, anyway, maybe this thing will be the same way. Who knows?
I don't think that I think the Osmo Pocket, now I used it last week. I did a video last week I didn't put out yet, but then I did a video today. The Osmo Pocket is good if it's slow. It's not an action type, you know, moving around real quick and doing all this. It's okay if you're just like walking around in the mall or something and you're doing these pans and, you know, up and downs and stuff like that. But for any kind of where you got to, you know, make these sharp movements and all, it's no good for that. You know, it's just not, you know. And, you know, of course the professionals can make it look good, but, you know, I'm not a professional, so.
You and me both.
About the average jabroni, the Osmo Pocket is a nice camera, but it's just not good for fast moving action and that kind of stuff. It has some really nice time lapse features in there with the lights where you can, I don't know what they call that, but you swing like a light and it'll streak into the screen. It has all them things on there, but not many people use that stuff, you know.
Well, a good thing, if you're interested in Pocket, don't go and buy it new from DJI. Go on eBay. You can Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people are selling their Pockets, used for real good prices.
$250 or less. I saw.
Yeah, you can pick up Pocket for a nice price if you don't mind getting the second-hand model.
Yeah.
Well, I bought mine day one, so.
Oh,
okay.
You and me both, Bryan.
I've used it. It's not like I haven't used it at all, but it's not. It's so much easier to whip around the Hero 7 and the Osmo Action than that thing, you know. And that thing's delicate too. It's not like you can drop it or hit it with a golf
That's right.
Right. Treat with kid gloves.
You know. So
Al Duran says he loves his Pocket. He uses it all the time. So then different cameras for different people.
Right.
I'm sure for many, it's their go-to camera.
Right. Yeah, because I remember doing that video I made where I used it as a dash cam. I put it on the dash and it completely
I
was a
saw
real failure at doing that. It
Yeah.
really did not like the gimbal could not keep up with the vibration of the car running over bumps and all that.
Right.
Where when I compared it with the GoPro had no trouble at all doing that.
Right.
Well, I'll do you one better, Brian. So one time I took my
Yeah, I know.
I zip tied it to my Zino.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was nothing but jello.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it just wouldn't,
Hey, did you see what Al Duran said? He said for fast movement, put the pocket in FPV mode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's a power tip there. What you guys are saying? Did you got you? I know Marcus saw Brian. You saw my video where I drove my father drove the truck through the covered bridge, and I held the GoPro out the window.
Right.
And that covered bridge had wood floors, so as he was driving his tires over, it was boom, 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 boom. I was just holding out the window on a stick, and I still got smooth video with the Hero 7 going through a bumpy covered bridge. So that just proves. It doesn't disprove anything about the pocket, but that proves how good the Hero 7 is. Even a covered bridge can't make it shaky. So remember that next time you're going through a covered bridge.
Well, I'm waiting for the Hero 8. That's supposed to be coming out real soon.
Hey, now that's speculation. That's
No wild speculation.
I'm telling you, that's coming out. Them pictures look real. That actually did look like a GoPro. Not like that Mavic Mini piece of 3D printed garbage that thing was.
Just because GoPro releases a new camera every fall doesn't mean they're going to do it this year, right?
Well, I'm also waiting. Hey, Ron, what's the new iPhone? I just paid off my iPhone 8.
iPhone 11.
Yeah. What's the story?
Well, September 10th will be that their big show where they show off the new products, and you'll be able to order. You'll be able to order it a couple days later. If you order it that day it releases, you could probably get it at the end of September.
Okay.
That's all rumor. Just because Apple releases a new phone every September doesn't mean it's going to happen this year, right?
Well, they're going to, and so is GoPro.
Okay. And pick your Mavic Mini. Order your Mavic Mini the same day. I
think I'm going to order it from Bill. I'll send him a check. I think I'll send him a check for $29. Okay? Because that's about what that thing looked like it was worth.
I think High Kessler is selling them on his website too.
Yeah, right, probably.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got around to DJI here. We're not going to talk about the Mini in particular, but we're going to talk about DJI drones that are actually released. So this is a speculation video. These drones are already, they were available, but that's the gist of the story. Some of these drones aren't available. And Marcus and I had a discussion the other night, and we went down the whole product line, and we checked the availability of basically every drone, that's still in production or still listed on the website. And so Marcus really got interested. He made this spreadsheet up of the availability, new and refurb, of all the current line of DJI drones. And let's say, I don't want to be a spoiler here, but let's say availability is not too good over there. So I'm going to turn over to Marcus he's even going to provide, I think, a screenshot at some point of this super secret spreadsheet. Don't tell anybody on this show here. Don't tell anybody about this spreadsheet or whatever. You just keep this on
the down low.
They get out there on the internet.
Secret.
But go ahead, Marcus.
If I tell you, I have to kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to hit screen share here, so hopefully this will work. And let me pull up the let's see. So I'm going to, it has it where I can pull up an application window. Look at that. That works.
Oh, I'm ready to hit the button.
Okay, so let me.
Hold on, I got to hit the button. There we go.
Okay, so
Ron is in control. Okay, remember that.
I'm the control man. I don't know what I'm doing, but what do you call it? I'm in the insane or in control of the asylum, or.
Well, let me know when you can see the spreadsheet.
We're good. It's looking real good, Marcus.
Okie dokie. So what I did is I just went through the website and I looked at all the drones, consumer drones. I didn't mess around with the Tello, and I didn't go into the commercial drones. And when I say commercial, I'm saying Inspire and above. And then I didn't include the Tello because it's a toy drone essentially. but I went through everything else and looked at, and this is as of yesterday, and I don't think anything changed today. But what is available, what you can buy, and what you cannot from DJI now, and you'll see in column I here, there's a bunch of red, which means it's not available. So we start up with the Mavics and the Mavic 2 Zoom. You can still buy a Mavic 2 Zoom, whether it's a refurb or with the regular controller or the smart controller. You cannot get it in the combo with the goggles. And so that must mean that they're out of those goggles. I don't know. But the Mavic 2 Zoom is pretty much, if you want one, you can buy it. But interestingly, the Mavic 2 Pro, the only way you can buy a Mavic 2 Pro from DJI right now is in the smart controller combo. They are not available with the goggles, with just the regular controller, or as a refurb. Those refurbs, let's point out, Ron and I have talked about this. It was interesting the way they priced the refurbs. $11.99 for a refurb Mavic 2 Pro, which was a steal.
$300 off.
Yeah, and the Zoom was only $10 less at $11.89. Well, most people are going to take the Pro, and obviously they sold out of them pretty quick because you can't get one now. Now, interestingly enough, the Mavic Pro Platinum, you can still buy it new, either in the Fly More combo or as a refurb. And
it didn't sell that good. That's why.
Yeah, pretty. That's exactly what Ron and I discussed too, Brian. It must have been a flop.
Mm-hmm.
But for $729, I'd say that's probably.
What was better about it? It had the low noise props,
and it had a little more battery life.
Battery life.
Yep, and it was a pretty color.
It had nice color, Brian.
Yeah, I saw the color. Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't think people really went woo, and bought that because it's still available. I'll tell you one thing. This is the part that's very concerning to me with DJI. Is all of these other things that aren't available. You can't even buy a controller for a Spark.
That's true.
It's like all this crap is completely shut down.
Yeah, they're selling out of everything.
Right.
The Mavic Pro is still available. You can get that as a refurb. But interestingly enough, the Platinum as a refurb is cheaper. So I'm not sure why you'd buy the Pro. You'd get the Platinum with a little better battery life for, $70 cheaper.
I was at Best Buy the other day, and I just went there to get a little USB stick. And I looked over at the little spot where they always hang the props and the batteries and all that crap, the spare batteries. They had no batteries for the Spark. They had one battery for the Mavic Air. They had one battery for the Mavic Pro. No props for those items. And this Best Buy I go to usually has all this stuff. They always, because I always make those videos. I go there and show, what's on sale, what's not. They always have all the drones displayed. They don't have no spare parts for anything. They had Anafi batteries. They had a few of them, and they had Evo batteries. But all the DJI, I had like one of each. One Spark battery, one Mavic Pro battery. They had a set of Mavic Pro props, like one or two sets, and that was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, we've noticed that. But now the Mavic Air, which is another one that I don't think, just like you were talking about with the Platinum, Brian, I don't think it sold as well as they had expected it to. So that's pretty much available.
Right.
If you're going to buy it new, you have to buy it in the Fly More combo. It's not available just the drone with one battery. But interestingly enough, as a refurb, you can get them both. You can get the combo or just the plain one with one battery, but it's only in the white color is all you can get. And then as we go down here, everything else is just no. You cannot buy a Spark from DJI now. I've seen occasionally a refurb one will show up once in a while. If you look at their refurb store every day, occasionally you'll see them available. and then the next day you look and they're gone. So I'm sure as they come through, the Phantoms are virtually gone. You just
Right.
you
I
can't.
actually been trying to get one, and the price of them is now going up on eBay.
Yeah.
Of the Phantoms, because for the last month, I've been looking for one on eBay, going back and forth, but every week the prices goes up another 50.
Yeah.
People are catching on that it's over for this stuff.
Yeah. The Phantom, I just flew mine the other day, and I like flying it, but I have to say, after flying the folding drones, it is just a little bit more trouble. I mean, it's more than just that it's bigger. You got to install the props. There's a little more to it than it's so easy just to take that Mavic or even the Spark or something, and man, you just pull it out and throw it in the air. But
what I like about the Phantom is that you can see it. It's easy to see.
Absolutely. And it flies.
I do a little update. Last week, just for a couple hours, the Phantom 4 Advanced popped up on the DJI refurb store, but they quickly sold out for, I believe, $959, $979, something like that. They were there for, I won't even say 8 hours one day last week.
Phantom 4 Advanced is $959.
$959, thank you.
Yeah.
And that has the same camera as the Phantom 4 Pro. It just doesn't have the sensors all around like the Pro does.
Right. And so I just have the regular standard.
Right. You got the Lightbridge one, right? You don't have the OcuSync one?
Yeah, no.
The only one that has OcuSync is the Phantom 4 Pro V2.
V2.
Okay. That's the one Bill has, right? He has the V2.
Because he wants to use a Spark controller with it.
Yeah.
He's testing out beta firmware now for the Smart controller.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now, Ron.
Okay.
So you should have it back here now. But the Phantom, I just wanted to touch on the Phantom again. It is really fun to fly because it's a really powerful drone. I mean, that sucker moves some air, man. You can see if you're next to a tree or something, the tree leaves are blowing when that thing goes by. There you go.
It may not fly as good as this drone, though.
That's it. And there's features in the Go 4 app with the Phantom 4 that aren't on any other drone, too. So just throwing that out there. So now that brings our conversation into where is DJI going next? And I kind of have my opinion, and I know Bryan has his. What do you think, Bryan?
Ronin 4. They're not making anything. There's nothing going to come out till next year. Nothing. Zero.
Drone-wise.
The last 5 products have not been drones.
Right.
Well,
We're doing toy tanks now. We're doing gimbals, action cams.
Bryan,
they're still making money.
Is the RoboMaster in stock?
I know Josh bought one. I'm pretty sure he did. I think he told me he bought one. I don't know if it came in yet, but I think he bought one.
Did you see what Parks and Tech?
I'm not buying one of those things.
Well, he's got to come on the show when he gets the RoboMaster.
Hey, believe me, after I seen iJustine playing with it, I'm not buying one of those.
She also has Marcus's camera gimbal too. There, the Osmo 3.
She gets everything for free. Believe me, they throw this stuff at her. She probably comes home every day from the nail salon and has 30 packages piled up in front of her door.
And she can't even touch because the nails are wet.
Right.
Hey, listen, we need to talk
I'm
about
not buying the Ronin because I don't have one of them big cameras. I don't have those. I'm not buying that Robo Tank thing. I have no interest in that. I mean, I'm sure it's a nice toy, but I'd rather have this. I'm not interested in it.
That's $500.
I mean, it's $500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the other stuff I bought from him, I bought the Osmo or the thing that Marcus just showed there, the
Mobile 3.
I bought that. I bought the Osmo Pocket. I bought the Osmo Action. So 3 of their last 5 products I bought. So
what's your theory on why we're not going to see any?
It's because of these drone rules. They're gonna put this telemetry or what are the transponders in these drones, and they're just trying to figure out how to do it.
ADSB.
Yeah.
Hey, so I don't want to say
it's all about, I think it really just comes down to liability now. Now they're afraid to getting sued. Okay, so now once companies start being afraid to be sued, they start pulling back, and they're going to rethink their business model going forward with this. There's going to be, once DJI releases the next drone that they release, there's going to be way more restrictions on these things than there is now. Way more.
So Bryan, I'm almost with you, with the exception of I do not think that DJI is going to go through a holiday season without releasing a drone. And that's where the Mavic Mini or the Spark 2 or whatever it is, I think is going to show up. And if it is, as is rumored, and by the way, that's all just conjecture. I'm not saying that it's for sure. It's just conjecture. But it's rumored to be under 250 grams. If it is, that gets them out from under that ADSB promise that they made. They said everything over 250 grams would have ADSB. So I suspect we will see that small portable drone sometime before the holiday season. But to your point, I totally agree with you. I think they're clearing out their inventory so that next year everything will be all new. You'll see, whatever it is, maybe a Mavic 2 that has a Pro Hasselblad camera that has optical zoom or something like that. I mean, I don't know, but I guarantee you what I know about DJI is they'll come up with things that we don't even know we want yet.
Right, exactly. I mean, they know what they're doing. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I just think they're rethinking their business model because of this liability and this. I think there's a lot more to it than we even know. Them being accused of this Chinese spy thing for the that's involved in all of this too, I believe. I think it's all a combination of all these things. Yeah. They lost out on that big fat government contract to Parrot. That was going to be a real big deal. Parrot, we don't know all that, but I'm sure Parrot got a lot of upfront money from the government to design some things that we're never even going to see. We're never even going to know what these things are.
So Bryan, we haven't heard from Ron yet. Ron, what do you think?
Well, I got one angle, but I'll go with this angle first. And I want to ask Bryan his question. Okay, so say the DJI store goes in even more disarray. Say in another 30 days, you really can't buy anything from the DJI store except for your RoboMasters and your Osmo 3s. And somebody came to you and said, I want to buy a drone. I want to buy a high quality photography drone. What would you recommend at that point if all the DJI drones are unavailable?
I would just tell them to go get an Evo.
Right.
Or an Anafi.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I think the hardware on the Evo is, a lot better than the Anafi hardware. The drone is way more durable. The camera's way better. I mean, but it costs double the money. I mean, okay, so
it should, right.
And it's $1,000 or the Anafi $500.
Right. So the best alternative to a Mavic 2 is the Evo.
Exactly.
I totally agree.
That's what I think.
Right.
I completely agree with that.
Right. Now, what about the people that need the 1-inch sensor drone or whatever? The only other 1-inch sensor drone that I know out there is that big, unique one with the 6 arms on it.
Yeah, the Typhoon H.
Yeah, the latest model has a 1-inch sensor for the people that need that big 1-inch sensor drone to do.
It's a commercial. Really, it's a commercial drone, and it's real expensive.
Right.
I mean, that thing's big money.
Right. But of course, if you're a professional, then that's all part of your business.
Right. If you're a professional, that's somebody else's money.
Right, exactly. Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, if you're independent.
Yeah, the one you're talking about, that's the Typhoon H, the orange one.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a second generation. It has the 1-inch sensor. But yeah, I'm just saying that the landscape for people that just are hobbyists, they can go out and get Zinos and FEMI X8s and for a little bit better Anafis. There's a lot to fill the bottom end if there's no Spark or Mavic Air around, but there's not a lot to fill the void at the high end except the Evo is
Right.
is
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And that adds to my theory of I don't think DJI is going to leave that vacuum. I just don't think they're going to leave that market to somebody else.
Well, I mean, really,
that Evo is a nice piece of hardware. Believe it or not, it really is.
Right. But of course, the Evo, okay, it's been out more than a year now, and it was announced at January 2018.
Right.
And they of course, so it's it's a year, it's more than a year and a half old hardware now, and everybody wanted a 1-inch sensor out of that thing. So they're already in the thing where they're in a cycle where they need to come out with something new.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem that they have. They don't have the money. They don't have the money. When the Evo was going to come out, they were going to give you these 3 camera options. But they just didn't have the money. They don't have the money that DJI has. They have one product basically out there.
Well, they missed an opportunity, Brian, because with what we're seeing right now, just think if they'd have come out with that 1-inch sensor or something like that, people would be flocking to it.
At the same price point, they'd be if people saw DJI kind of pulling back a little bit, it would really be an opportunity for them and unique. I mean, you have the unique folding drone, and I don't want to speak for you, but it wasn't your favorite folding drone of all time. Is that correct, Brian?
You couldn't be more correct. I was so disappointed. I think Josh has that. I let him borrow it to fart around with, but the camera is just so disappointing on that thing. It's not like it don't fly well. It's just they really dropped the ball on the camera.
Hey, after seeing Josh's review today, Parks and Tech on the F11, I'm selling all my drones and I'm just buying an F11.
Don't do it.
Don't DJIs.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Marcus.
Hey, do you guys see Ron's comment on the screen here? I've flown the Evo, but I'd rather have 2 pair of Anafis. The zoom helps me out every day, and the Evo doesn't have the zoom.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah. The Evo has zoom. It has 12 times zoom.
Digital. Well, I guess maybe so.
But none of it's losses, right? It's all
no.
Yeah, none of but the Anafi has, I think, 3 stops of lossless zoom.
It has 4 stops.
4 stops. Thank you.
Right, but it only has 2 stops in 4K.
Right.
Okay, it has 4 stops in 1080p.
Right.
Now the Evo has like 12 stops, but it looks like shit after 4.
Well, remember the Mavic Pro Classic? It has I don't know how many stops of digital zoom.
2.
Yeah. Pardon?
It has 2.
Yeah, and neither one of them looks any good.
Yeah. And it doesn't even look like it's zooming. Okay, it just
right. You have
a little bit,
Yeah.
I mean, but it does zoom. I mean, it zooms.
Right.
Technically, it does zoom in there a little hair, but it has 2 stops, and that's that little button down there. It's on the
right. It's on that the joy wheel or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Control wheel. Hey, Parks and Tech just said he does have the what do you call it, the unique, but he says the camera is not great.
Yeah, it's not.
Any zoom on it?
No zoom.
Zoom.
It's just bad, man. It is nowhere even close to the Sparks camera. It's not even in the same universe as the Spark.
Yeah. Man.
I got a video from the Unique from the Mantis. They actually updated the firmware and I put it on there and they worked out some problems they had with their, those little flight things were dronies and all that crap. So they fixed all that stuff. So now all that stuff works now. But I'm going to post that video. And if you watch it, Marcus, you'll see the camera leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Believe me.
That's a shame.
Don't even think about shooting any 4K with that thing because the 4K is not even stabilized. So that thing would be nothing but Jelloville.
So Ron, you told me the other day about your Mavic 2 and what you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you were telling me that if that was your only drone for the next 3 years or something, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, people going on about DJI not releasing any new product, but the Mavic 2 is a year old now. I think it first got in people's hands at the end of August last year, but it's still by far my best drone in every category except it doesn't zoom. So I guess the Anafi has the depend on what quality stops the zoom, but otherwise, so I don't need another DJI. If they don't release a drone the rest of this year, if they don't release a drone next year, I mean, I'm still going to be happy with a Mavic 2. I mean, what do I need that
Unless
doesn't?
the battery dies.
Pardon?
Unless you need a part.
But you know what? I have my Phantom 4 that I bought 3 years ago. All three batteries still working. I don't see much loss of power.
I have not had one failure on a DJI battery yet.
Right.
Even my Phantom 3 is still that thing's 3 years old. More than 3 years old, and it's still going strong.
Anything can happen. You're right. Anything can happen. But I'm just saying, like, what can they do to make it better? I don't want 8K video because my computer barely handles the 4K. So I don't want 8K video. If they make it fly a couple minutes longer, I already fly like better than 25 minutes. So that's fine. If they can make it go a little bit further, I don't push to the range now.
Hey, Ron, Marcus is the only one that makes 40-minute videos. I only need 10 minutes flight time. That's all I need.
Brian,
okay? 10 minutes flight time is all I need. Okay.
You're wrong, Josh over at Parks and Tech.
Yeah.
He set the record for the longest video. But yeah, I mean, well, as I said to Marcus, and I don't need a ton of batteries. I usually go out the field with a couple drones in the car, so I don't get to fly them all anyways or whatever, But again, what can they do to the Mavic 2 to, it's like if you buy a nice camera. Like I have an Olympus camera that's a couple years old. It does everything I need to do. I don't need to buy a newer camera. They couldn't really. I mean, again, they'll have something better, but I mean. The Mavic 2 Pro is as good as a drone as I ever need. So
right. What about your phone, Ron?
Yeah, right.
Ron, you shot some amazing videos when you had the Phantom 4. I saw some of them videos from that beach you did were crazy.
Thank you.
You didn't even need to buy the Mavic 2.
Well, you could be right on that respect, but you know what? With the Mavic 2. When people told me it flew better than the Mavic 1 or the Phantom 4, I kind of said, how can it fly any better, really? I said, those drones, the Mavic 1, Phantom 4, they fly so great. But guess what? You get the Mavic 2, it does fly better. And I can't say specifically, but in the wind, it's better. It gets out to where you want it faster. And I don't even think I needed this stuff. I think I don't need it to fly fast or whatever, but it actually does. I mean, it's considerably better than the Mavic 1 or the Phantom 4 as a flyer. I mean, I don't know how, but it is.
That's the gripe I always had with the Mavic Air. It just don't fly well. Right. I just don't like the way it flies. I mean, and that's just my personal opinion.
Right.
I just don't like the way it steers and the way it flies. The Mavic Pro is so much better. The Spark is better. It's just something about the Mavic Air. The camera on the Mavic Air is really nice.
Right.
Okay. The camera is great. I just don't like the way it flies. I think
that always hurt the Mavic Air that it came out and it wasn't much cheaper than the Mavic Pro. And the only advantage it had was a little bit better camera.
But it had the higher bit rate.
Yeah, because the higher bit rate. But a lot of people preferred the greater range and better flight capabilities of the Mavic 1.
Well, I thought that the Mavic Air, I mean, it's Wi-Fi, but see, here's what people don't get. This is one thing some people don't understand. You took that Spark out. You remember when you and Marcus were doing that? You went out there like over a mile, right, with your Spark.
I already forget. What was it?
1,000 years far. You were on that beach.
Yeah.
It was pretty far. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, DJI's Wi-Fi is not the same as WL Toys Wi-Fi. It's a different kind of Wi-Fi. Okay.
Right.
It's totally different. Right. That Mavic Air That thing can go. I don't know if you guys ever saw that video I did where I flew that Mavic Air around that bridge.
Yep, I saw it.
I was nowhere near that. I was way down the river and around about a block down the street around that water tower. That was that's Mavic Air Wi-Fi. The Mavic Air Wi-Fi is like super Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not like some cheap little WL Toys Wi-Fi that you're going to get from some $50 quadcopter.
It's not even like my Bugs 2 Wi-Fi that can only get about, 250 meters before the FPV goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then when I made that flight, I was going right up on that bridge. If I would have lost the screen, I'd have been screwed.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I never lost video transmission on that. And I was all the way around a corner going down 1,000 feet or more down the river.
Yeah, Brian's right. Exactly. I laughed with somebody because a lot of toy flyers, they don't like Wi-Fi FPV because, as Brian said, it kind of sucks. But then they'll say, "Well, I don't want the Mavic Air because it's only got Wi-Fi FPV," and you have to explain to them. Then, like Brian said, it's not the Wi-Fi you're getting on the toy quads. It's
right. It's super Wi-Fi. Okay.
It's better than your 5.8 from your toy quads.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that is a totally different animal. The DJI Wi-Fi as to the Bugs 3 Wi-Fi or whatever the hell, that kind of stuff.
I think the term we're missing is I think DJI calls it enhanced Wi-Fi.
Right.
And the people don't call it enhanced Wi-Fi.
Right.
It's unenhanced.
Exactly. Because I know that Mavic Air, I've seen videos on that thing going 2 miles down the deal,
Okay.
On that thing.
Like what has better FPV range, Mavic Air or that F11?
Mavic Air.
Is it close?
Not close.
Oh, we don't want to say anything bad about the F11, but just
no. The F11 is good. It flies real nice.
Good fly.
Like I said in my Zino video, I wouldn't buy that thing again. I would buy another Zino. Let me show you this one I just got in the other day. This one here.
Is that the JJRC?
Yeah, this is the Aircus.
They're the ones that made the golden egg, right?
Yes. Now this has brushless motors.
Brushless.
Yep, right there.
And you have
it has a really big battery that goes in here, and it's got this is like a Phantom 4 toy. It's like a Phantom 4 clone, but a miniature version. So
sell my Phantom 4 and just get that.
No, don't do that. Because damn well the camera on this is going to suck.
So is that a stabilized? That's a gimbal on it, though?
Yeah, that's a gimbal. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a gimbal on there. I already made an unboxing video and I took it up in the house, but I told Donnie that I would hold my video until he released his. So I'm waiting for him to put his video out there and then I'll throw mine out.
Friend of the channel, Donnie Hampton. That's Big Drone Flyer for everybody in the chat room. Go over there and give Big Donnie a like and a follow and ring the bell.
Yeah, he put out a video today on some toy he got. I think it was some Snaptane thing. But this here, the Flying Man, this is the classic right here. Right there.
That probably is a gimbal.
Yeah, this thing flies great, man. You're going to love the hell out of this thing, Ron.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that, baby.
And it flies even without the dude.
Okay. Wow. Impressive.
It is.
I thought when you flew it off the counter and it went flying, but on
that's because it took off on the props.
Yeah. On the carpet, it worked great.
Right. On the carpet, it was fine. Now, I actually ordered the Flying Motorcycle Man. I ordered him too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
good stuff, man.
Now, Marcus, he's been dialect. He was supposed to review the JJR Rocket 360 drone, but that video's still in production, I think.
Yeah.
Is that a real classic, right?
He's probably trying to figure out how to edit that awesome video.
And maybe make an appearance.
I bet you I could make a half-hour video out of this thing.
Oh, no problem.
At least.
Yeah.
Maybe another 50-minute jobber.
Yeah, and do the range test, and fly it over the Snake River, and do a 360.
That would
All
be
that good stuff.
if I could get that thing over the Snake River Gorge. Now that'd be something.
Mark,
Yeah, you could advertise it. This beat Evil Knievel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marcus, I'd tie a string to it before I send it up.
That'd probably not be a bad idea. But you mentioned Evil Knievel. He did it on a Rocket motorcycle, and this is the Rocket 360. So it kind of works
Yeah, but his parachute deployed too quick.
too quick. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What was that?
Oh, a long time ago.
That was like 1978, 1980, something like that.
I may not even been in high school yet.
Yeah. I don't really even remember, to be honest with you, Ron.
That's just mentioned the
It
golden
was
egg
a while ago. Let's put it that way.
many moons ago.
Yes,
I heard the golden egg, the Royal Classic.
it is a classic.
So,
It's a classic, no doubt.
any final thoughts on the DJI thing, Marcus, for right now?
Well, I'll tell you,
Piece of advice: if anybody wants a DJI drone that's still available on Marcus's checklist, I would go out and get it this week. May not be there next week.
that's very true. I think you're right on the money there, because clearly they're not spending a lot of time refilling all those products. It's kind of weird, but if you're looking for a Spark, like Walmart has them on sale for $329, or at least they do here locally. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good
deal. The thing that Parks and Tech mentioned a little while ago, people were buying the Inspire for $49. Are you guys aware of that story?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think that one guy, that Paul Murray guy, bought like 30 of them.
wow, good for him.
Well, I don't know if that's good for him. To me, that's fraud.
Well, that's probably true too.
Okay. I mean, you're knowingly,
You know it's a mistake. That's
know that thing's not $17.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mistake. Yeah.
And then you're going on YouTube and talking about it in a chat for 7 hours with all these other people and telling them that it's not $17, and then go buy it. And now if he gets them, that's great. But to me, it's a little,
It's shady. No,
it's shady,
that's
to
a
say
good
the least. Yeah, he bought like 20 or 30 of them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so if some fucking semi rolls up to his house with 15 guys unloading Inspires,
Yeah. And the thing is, like you said, it was a mistake. If you see something like that,
right?
it's not on sale. Right. If you saw it for if you saw the Spark for $150 or $200, you could say, hey, somebody's just doing a blowout deal.
Right.
But if you see it for $15, that
Right.
can't be real.
Well, they were selling these $7,000 Inspires for $1,750.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, so anybody with their right, even a 5-year-old would know that's something screwy.
Yeah, that's phony. Yeah.
Right now, I doubt that he'll get 30 of them delivered to his house tomorrow, because they're supposed to come tomorrow. But we'll see. Maybe they will.
Was this Amazon, Bryan, he ordered from?
No, he ordered.
Walmart.
It was what?
It was Walmart, and it was
Walmart. Yeah.
a seller on Walmart. It wasn't Walmart themselves. Walmart does just like Amazon. Well, they'll have
Sellers.
you can set up a Walmart store, and it was some little electronics company that put them on Walmart's website, and like Bryan said, clearly they made a mistake.
And they weren't just selling Inspires. There was all kinds of other crap too.
There were Sparks.
Super cheap. I mean,
yeah.
There's one guy on there on the Canadian thing. He bought 3 of the Inspires, the Inspire 2s. None of these guys were buying the Inspire 1s. They all were going for Inspire 2s. Okay. So the one guy bought 3 of them. He bought one with a camera, one without a camera, and one with the super duper camera.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, look what Josh just said. Maybe they will get fakes.
They won't get fakes.
And Ron is saying maybe they'll get, maybe Walmart can afford the mistake. But Ron, what I'm going to tell you, Ron Levesque, What I'm going to tell you is that it probably isn't Walmart themselves. It's this little electronics retailer that was selling on Walmart's website. So it probably doesn't hurt Walmart at all. It hurts this little reseller.
Right. I mean, if it's a little reseller, from what I seen on the ad that somebody over there posted, I saw the advertisement. As a matter of fact, that advertisement made the news. It's online somewhere now. That's a news story now that happened. Okay. Yeah. And you can see that on some news site somewhere that there was this screw up. But if you look at if the guy is sitting there at this little seller and he's got this order coming in for 70 Inspires, he's got to be scratching his head all at one time. I mean, because all of these people over at Rogers, they all ordered them at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Paul got 30 of them, and this guy got 3, and the other guy ordered 5, and one dude ordered 7.
Right.
So you're sitting there at this little reseller, okay, and some guy drops, okay, well, you got to ship these 70 Inspires. Probably they don't even have them 70 Inspires sitting in there.
And he probably normally sells one. Yeah, he probably normally sells one a month. So something had
right.
So
there has to be some kind of bell going off there somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow then when they're due.
Yeah, because I remember, was it Friday or Saturday morning when I was over at Rogers, the one guy said he got his shipping confirmation and that it would be there Tuesday.
Wow.
Now, that wasn't the guy that ordered the 30 of them. That was only the guy that ordered 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's a crazy story. So if I see a bunch of, Inspires on eBay tomorrow at a good price, I'll know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
The guy bought 30. He could sell them for what, $999 and make.
Well, now, and the other end of that is, now they're supposed to get delivered tomorrow, but instead of that truck pulling up, somebody shows up from the FBI, then that's another problem.
Well, if it was advertised for that and you did an online purchase, I don't know, but that it certainly wouldn't be illegal. But Bryan, you made a good point, and you made me think about it. It's immoral. It's not. You shouldn't, because it was a mistake, and if you do that, you're taking advantage of somebody else, and I never want to do that. I mean,
because damn well somebody's getting fired. Somebody's losing their job over this.
That's right.
If they have to shell out these 50 Inspire 2s, somebody's getting fired.
Yep, that's a great point. I'm really glad you brought that up.
Well, look at the screen now. Rob, he posted this happened on Amazon with a popular camera, and Amazon stepped in and sent out messages stating that the pricing was a mistake. Yeah, I remember this. I think it was around the holiday season, and it was some kind of a high-end camera, cost over $1,000, and people were buying it for like $30. And just like Ron said, Amazon stepped in and let people know that the camera wasn't coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that could happen with this Walmart deal too, because the last thing you want to see is some little guy get hurt. Some guy that owns a little camera store that's trying to clear out some drones or something
because of a computer glitch or something. It may have been his fault, but also some kind of
like I said, I find it very hard to believe they're going to be able to even fulfill this order.
Yeah.
For these 50 Inspire 2s. I mean,
and Ron also says,
like Ron said, they probably sell one a month.
Yeah. And Ron says the orders were never, Rob said the orders were never honored, even through the tracking numbers were received. So it could be the same incident that we're,
right.
The same, path that we're talking about here.
Like I said, I think the guy that has the best chance is the guy that only ordered the 3, the less greedy of the bunch.
Right. If you've been smart, you just ordered one and just to see if it was real or not, and maybe it would actually sneak through.
Hey, well, so you guys are bringing back bad memories for me. You remember the Anafi that I ordered from Google Marketplace?
Yes. Yeah. Tell this story again if people haven't heard it.
Yeah. So I was actually actively looking for an Anafi at the time because Ron had just bought one, And so I saw this deal. It was just came up on Google Marketplace.
Well, I think Bill Thomas posted the deal on drones.
He posted a link. That's
And I
right.
shared it out.
That's right. And it was $250, which made me think, okay, they're just clearing out their Anafis, right? I mean, so anyway, I ordered one, and what it was, the name of the company, Bidig, and I've bought cameras from Bidig before. So Bidig.com was selling it through Google Marketplace. Well, and just like what Rob is saying, I got a confirmation number, all of that stuff. And then probably 3 or 4 days later, I get an email from Google Marketplace that says, hey, they're out of stock. Sorry, here's your money back. They didn't say that it was a mistake. They didn't say, anything. All they said was, it's out of stock. Sorry. And that was it. And they refunded my money, but I never got the drone either.
Right. Which, I guess with Amazon being involved somehow in it, they made sure things were kind of done right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I mean, it clearly was a mistake on somebody's part. Maybe it was a technological mistake, but
I would have felt better if they would have said, hey, this was a pricing mistake. Sorry, we can't sell it to you for this, but the price is this. That would have been, I would have felt better about that.
Or if they would have offered to you whatever they were really selling it for, and said, well, we'll give you 10% off of that price for the mistake.
Exactly right. Instead of just saying it was out of stock.
Yeah.
That was, but regardless.
Hey,
Right.
what are you going to do with that A3?
Man, I'll tell you, I'm still waiting for resolution, Brian, from my credit card company. As soon as that's settled, I'll figure that out. And whether that is
Well, did you try to, I think Dave did it and he said it works. He popped that lens off of there. I guess you could just stick like a razor blade in the corner and just pop that off of there. And
yeah,
I think you can fly it without that lens that'll cover there, that little piece of glass over that.
Well, there's still a lens underneath that, Brian. And what they want you to do is they want you to put some epoxy around that and seal that second lens that's behind there.
Oh, okay.
But there's also guys I've read about that have just taken it and put those not rice, but what are those beads that absorb moisture?
Yeah.
Silica packs.
Yeah.
Silica, right. And they just buried the drone in that for a few days, and they say that worked.
Yeah, that's shaky.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I thought.
That's some things it says do not eat.
Right. Don't eat.
Say that in my videos. Hey, don't eat this. Yeah.
And then Chris, the QC guy, told me, he said, hey, if you send it to me, he goes, I'll do that for you. He goes, I'll try it.
Yeah, well, he's pretty good at that repairing and all that. Do you ever see that bench he's got of all that 59 Zinos he's got sitting there and all that crap? Yeah, he knows what he's doing with that crap,
Right.
I wouldn't be worried about sending him and having him fix it.
Brian, my problem with the A3 is even beyond that.
Right. I'm selling mine.
Yeah.
I have never sold a drone, but I'm selling that thing.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The market's low now since you can buy a new one for $209.
Right. Well, I don't even have the box. I have that real nice case for it, but it's just not something. I mean, so far I'm cut down to when I can even use it, either early in the morning before the sun comes up, or late at night when the sun's getting ready to go down. I can't see the screen. You can't see the battery meter. Those kind of things I don't have time to deal with. Now, what I'm going to try to do is get it to work with my unique goggles. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get him to work with that.
See, that might work.
If I can get it to work with the goggles, I might just keep it. But if I can't, I'll get rid of it.
Yeah. The battery thing is just a bummer too, because I think you'd almost have to set a timer or something so you know when it's time to bring it back.
Right. Because I made that video that I didn't even post yet. And the minute I take it off, I can't see the screen. Okay. So then I have to walk over to the fence. You know where I always stand at that park, right?
Yeah.
And I got to lean over the fence into the shade to try to see anything. I can't see nothing on that screen. I mean, a complete nothing. So I'm leaning over the fence. The thing's out there hovering, right? So I'm leaning over the fence, looking at the screen, flipping it this way and that way, trying to see. And then I turned around. I finally got my bearings on being able to see it. And then I look at the battery gauge and go, I even said this in the video. I said, man, I could have swore I charged this thing before I left the house. Right? I don't know if there's any juice. So I actually only just flew it around a little bit and landed it because I didn't know, if it was going to go into some return to home deal or, I just didn't know any of this, because these quadcopters all do different things, and I had only flown this thing once. Some quadcopters, the battery gets they'll just land no matter where. Battery is at X amount of percent. They'll just land, right there, wherever it is. Some of them will go into a return to home. Some will go into return to home in the place you was flying last week. You don't know what's going to happen until it happens. So
Right.
I just said screw it and landed it. And I knew I charged that thing before I left. I know I did. So,
yeah. Even under that, so I was under that picnic shelter at Heroes Park when I was flying it, and I could barely see that screen in the shade.
Right. It's not even good in the shade.
Yeah.
Let alone out in the damn sun.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, Parks and Tech has a question here. He said, so can you view the video on your phone instead of the built-in screen on the transmitter?
I wish, Josh.
No, you can't. Nope. No. There is no phone. You don't use a phone. See, now, if they would have put a screen on that one, like they did on the GoPro Karma, that beautiful screen that thing has, that would have been a totally different ballgame. But, they cheaped out and they put this, 2007 Android knockoff screen on there. It's right. The screen is horrible.
So they should have charged $300 for it and put a decent screen on it.
Bingo.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
And a decent battery meter.
We got our buddy Nemo in here. He says he's got a tree down in his backyard with a live wire flopping around out.
Get the chainsaw out, man. Start hacking it.
Yeah, but shut off the power first.
So I guess he had a nice storm down there. Or I shouldn't say nice. He had a wicked storm down there to do all that damage. I believe he's in North Carolina. I don't know exactly what part, but I know they get some severe storms down there with these hot temperatures and days. So my advice is to call the electric company. Don't get anywhere near that live wire. But I hope you're safe. Again, I know a heck of a storm must have caused that. He says he needs to borrow a chainsaw.
And he said the storm came out of nowhere, which happens.
Yeah, wow. We had a storm. I was driving home from, I'm going to call it West Jersey to East Jersey today, and we drove through a bad storm. Nothing like Nemo's describing, but so we get back to the shore here, sun's out, it's perfect or whatever. We drove through, thunder, lightning, downpours or whatever. So, hey, what can I say? Bryan could tell you in late August on the East Coast, anything can happen with the hot weather, right?
That's it. You got it. Get storms coming up out of the blue here.
Yep. And wasn't it last summer, Bryan, you told me it rained practically every day of the summer?
Last summer. I've been living in Pittsburgh since 97. And I swear to God, it rained. I'd never seen so much rain. We blew past that record like it was standing still. The rainfall record. I swear to God, it rained 5 days every week last summer. Every weekend, 5 days of the 7 days, it rained.
Hey, Bryan, did you see the chat there? What Nemo, he answered you?
I'll put it up. I'm putting it up now.
Yeah, I see it.
I bet the egg could lift that wire, Bryan.
An egg.
You better send that big egg down. Where is that big egg, Bryan?
Over there. I got to get this gimbal thing figured out. As a matter of fact, when I made that video last week and put that gimbal problem, some guy came by and watched the video because he had just bought one and he has the same problem.
Really?
Yeah, it works sometimes, and then sometimes what happens is it'll stick. you know, for some reason and I'm way past. I bought this thing a year ago. I'm way out of the warranty.
Right, yeah.
You know, I just never used it, you know. But I flew it, and then the gimbal will stick. It won't move. It just will stick there. So you got to land it and just kind of like free it up by hand, you know.
And back up.
Yeah, and then it'll work. But you know, that's kind of a pain. I was a little tempted to do it while it was in the air. I was going to grab it, but I was like, I don't know. You know, that's
That'd be a heck of a video.
Because I do not want to get hit with them props. I mean, them things
props, man.
They're thick too. They're not like this thin shit. These things are, you know, like 1/8 of an inch thick.
Cut your finger off.
Could you cut grass with them?
You could cut all kinds of stuff with those things.
Marcus was cutting grass out there in Idaho. And here the day off and Marcus is around sometimes, right?
I mean, those motors on that thing are huge. Them brushless motors on there, them suckers are that big around.
Wow.
Huh? You know, they're like 3 times the circumference size of a Phantom 4 motor. I mean, they're like that big around.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a powerful drone.
You can't even put them on if you want new motors on there. You got to send it into Power Vision.
Hey, so we can't get any new DJI drones. We'll just all get the egg drone.
There you go. It does seem to fly nice. It has some nice, you know, it's got all that crap that these other waypoints and this and the dronies. It has all that stuff in there. I mean, I haven't done any of that yet, but
he could, yeah. Now you got that at a nice price too, I believe.
I got that for $330.
And it's like a $1,200 drone or something.
When I bought it for $330, it was like $1,400.
Wow,
hey, there's people on eBay still trying to sell them for $1,400.
Right, I know.
Good luck, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that Captain Drone guy just got one. He paid a little bit more than me. He loves it. Yeah, it does fly nice. I mean, it's a nice piece of hardware. You know, it's with the legs that fold up and all this other. You know, it's nice, but it's kind of a gimmick. You know, it's not real easy to get going in the air. You know, it's kind of cumbersome and, you know,
kind of like the aviator stick.
Yeah, what's way easier to do than that? That thing. Get out of here with that thing. I wouldn't buy that. I'll be completely honest with you. I wouldn't pay $20 for that thing.
Maybe if you did want one may be going up on eBay at some point.
It's very possible. Yeah. I'm going to try it and do some more stuff with the map.
Marcus, you might as well get as many videos out of it as you can.
That's a good point. Well, and I really do want to give it a fair shot. I mean, I want to be able to, you know, say with certainty that it's not really what you want to do.
Right. Well, you already did that.
I kind of did on the show. Yeah.
Right. But because the last video you made was really good. I watched the whole video. You know, I watched it actually in one sitting.
Wow.
So
well, thank you.
I mean, you really did way above and beyond the Call of Duty with that thing already. But you want to be able to, you know, you paid $500 for it, so you want to be able to at least get some more subs and some more views out of it. So
yeah,
you got to recycle it a little more. Maybe make another video. Maybe take a couple months break on it and then bring it back.
There you go.
Maybe they'll have an update on it. Hold on to it for a few months. Maybe they'll put out some update to it. Who knows?
Or update the app. Yeah.
Hey, Marcus is the only person on YouTube that's actually did a video where he actually paid for the aviator.
Right. Exactly. Right.
$300 is what I paid.
Oh, okay. I thought it was $499.
It is that now.
I did the pre-order thing. I look back. I ordered that thing in March.
Wow.
That's when I ordered it. Yeah. Took
that. Kind of like ordering a Phoebe. Takes forever to get there, huh?
Well, that was
Ron, I got to tell you, man, that damn software you talked me into buying on that show that night. That thing has got me literally pulling the hairs out of my asshole.
Marcus talk about getting it. We're going to do a video on it. I'm going to make a tutorial video, A to Z. We're going to have a show about it.
let me tell you what's the problem, what I see with that app. You know what I'm talking about, that Luma thing?
Luma Fusion.
Yeah, okay. Here's the problem. Whenever you go to do, now it does have some of these nice transition effects and all this crap in there. And I only paid, what, $14 for it that night? Yeah, okay. It was worth it. It does some neat stuff, okay? The problem with it, though, is if you make the wrong move, it's like you got to scrap the whole edit and start over. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem to want to
undo. You can't do the undo button a couple times.
But it doesn't always seem to work right. If you do certain things, like you make cuts and you put transitions in, it'll sometimes push the audio.
Right.
Like, okay, say I was actually doing something today. I was filming this the bank they're demolishing, and I got it into the Luma. I did it into the iMovie first and made the whole video. Okay, so that's the video I'm going to release. Right. And then I said, okay, well, let me bring it into the Luma and see if I can add some of these cool effects and all that. And I'm putting in these transitions, look real cool. But some of the transitions will push the audio down. So it doesn't no longer sync with, you know what I mean? So it doesn't sync with the way it was syncing before.
Right.
The video will still be there, but it moves the audio part of it. I don't even get that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You can't get it back lined up again.
Right. You can't get it back lined up again. So you just basically got to, delete the whole file and then load it back in and start again. So
right.
That kind of stuff, I'm not digging that.
Well, I mean,
ease out of it.
I mean, the downside is it's basically a full feature editor like a Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro. So it also means the learning curve is
high. I get that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I mean, it has tons of features for like text effects. If you go into the sub menus and, you can bevel the text and swoop it this way and that way and add points to it. I mean, there's a lot to it. It's very complex.
Right. And for Marcus, you can put up, I think, up to 6 additional video and audio tracks. So Marcus likes to go out in the field he's got the drone video, he's got the screen recording, he's got the video from the Canon, he's got the GoPro video, and have it covered it all.
I saw that one you had the other day. Don't you just hate that when that shit happens with remember the clarity of the video, the Canon, out of whack.
Autofocus. And you can't see it on the little screen when you're looking at it. You can't see that it's out of focus. Yeah.
Right. I shot this one video one day, and I thought it was actually a pretty decent video. And so I went and I took the hat cam off and I clicked the button to stop the recording, and it just did the GoPro. It did the beep, it goes beep, 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 where it said SD card error. I went, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So you knew that was history, right? That whole video. And that was actually one of them sponsored videos that I don't even do that often. So I had to actually go out and a couple days later and reshoot the whole video. These ass clowns from Banggood bugging the hell out of me to make these videos for these junky ass toys they send me.
Wow. Speaking of that, I flew the Anafi a couple times this weekend, but not the most recent time, but the time before. So maybe like Saturday. And I was flying it, and as I got near the end of the flight, it said memory card error or whatever, right? So, I was about done. So I brought, I turned the video off and I brought it down. I thought, I probably lost everything on the drone. Well, I bring it back, hook up to the computer, everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Reform back.
I mean, it does.
And it's fine day.
If you flew more than 10 minutes, you're going to at least have one file.
I think
memory card error might be the last file of because it does it in the little 4 gig segments.
Right. But I think
you can always have like the first couple of 4 gig segments that are okay. Memory card file might mean just the last segment, Yeah.
But I think I had everything because I think I ended with a picture. And it was there.
Yeah.
So I didn't lose anything. We got maybe another question here for you, Bryan.
What is this 3-in-1?
3-in-1 thing.
I haven't even messed with that. I got an email from that turd today asking me, when is this? This is why I don't like to do these sponsored videos. I don't know why I volunteer to do this shit, because I really just prefer to buy my own stuff. But every once in a while, I'll let one of these companies talk me into doing this crap. And I didn't even know this girl was sending this thing to me. She sent it to Donnie Hampton. She sent it to Ryan Duvall, and she sent me one without my knowledge.
Wow.
And now she's bugging me to get the video done. And I'm like, this thing is a piece of shit. I wouldn't even.
What's a 3-in-1 about? It does 3 different things?
Hold on. I got the box right here.
Uh-oh. Here, get ready, folks. We're going to have a world premiere of a new drone just in. This could be a class.
The drone on this thing is the only thing that's any good.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
EH3.
Right.
That camera on the front there.
What it is, it's a modular thing. This little middle part. Okay, Ron. Okay, listen, guys. Since you're my age, right? So you'll know what I'm talking about. This reminds me of one of them cooties. You remember what a cootie was? Okay. You remember them? Okay. That's what it reminds me of, is a cootie. That little drone version of a cootie. Yeah, this is the drone version of a cootie. The little middle part is the body, and then you plug these prop things in, and then you pull them out, and then you plug in the tank tracks, and then it does that, and then you have these big wheels, for like one of them jumper sumo things, you know.
Got ya.
So it's get out of here with that. But that's what it reminded me of, a cootie. One of them cootie. I used to play with them things when I was a kid all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's the back of the box. Here's the other crap.
Oh, look at that.
Now
Look at those wheels.
Oh yeah.
But the drone's the only thing that's any good.
You did the test flight.
I messed around with it. I played with it in the living room.
Okay.
The tank and the other thing are garbage. The drone flies decent. You know, but the rest of the stuff's crap.
Well, Marcus, I may hit the buy button.
I can't send it back, Ron. Somebody gave it to me. I can't return it.
Oh, yeah, you can't return it. Well, it's always eBay.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was gonna say.
Maybe you could trade it.
I would be embarrassed to sell that to somebody.
Maybe you could trade it for an aviator.
Yeah, maybe I could. I probably could get a whole bunch of offers on that.
Hey, it might swap you straight across.
Yeah. Maybe I could send this one to Ken, and he could send me his aviator.
There you go.
Of course, I don't have.
It
works with the Mavic Pro, don't it? I have a Mavic Pro.
It does, yeah.
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 Does that thing work with the Spark too?
Not yet, but they say they're gonna make
it.
Because the Spark is what I would have used to try it out, not the Phantom 4. Okay.
Hey, Bryan, guess what? Guess what? They're also trying to get to work with. He said they're trying to get to work with the Tello.
Well, and he said they're talking to Parrot too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having a $400 stick and you're flying a $100 Tello with it? They might get working with that too.
Yeah.
Hey, Bryan, is that a phone flyer?
No, it's got a joystick.
It's got a controller? Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's impressive.
It flies good too. Didn't you see the video, Ron?
Ron, you got to go back and watch the video.
I gotta watch the video. If I've seen it,
video of a toy you're getting, you have to.
I'm going to study it. I'm going to study it and learn every little nuisance about it. So I don't want to look bad on my video.
Well, what I think is remarkable is that they know who Ron is in China, and they designed the little guy to look just like Ron. I mean, that blows my mind.
Now here's the flying motorcycle. I ordered that yesterday.
Oh, you got it in one day?
No, it's on the back of this box.
Oh, okay, I got you.
They come in the same box.
From China?
No, I got delivered in a couple of days when I ordered it off of Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's not coming through Hong Kong. That's good.
And they're on sale, Ron.
Yeah, there was a coupon code in there. I got it for $20. It's usually $29 or something.
You paid more for that than what's his name did for an Inspire.
Right. I could have got 2 Inspires if I'd have been paying attention. 2 Inspire 2s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except you're
Instead
Now
of
I can fly with Billy Kyle.
yeah, Billy Kyle. Didn't he say he almost wrecked his Inspire too?
That was a good video. That was.
I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah.
He says that Inspire will go over 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He likes to fly fast.
Yeah.
Hey, but so to your point, like I've had this thing I don't know.
I flew that thing one time and gave it away.
Did you? I paid $20 for it, and I haven't even opened the box yet.
I just couldn't get the hang of it.
It's tough, huh?
Ken Heron liked that one.
It's not hard. You just got to work at it. You just got to fart around with it. Yeah. But it would help if you had extra batteries, because you go out there, the battery life is only 5 minutes. So you go out there and fly it. So if you don't figure it out in 5 minutes, you got to go charge a battery.
Yeah.
Hey, guess who we got in the house with us? RD Drones is in here. Hold on.
Hey, Ryan Duvall.
And he's getting Zino in a week or so.
Oh, nice. Welcome to ZinoNation, Ryan.
Join the club. When we get T-shirts, Ryan, we'll let you know.
But our T-shirts are going to have the picture of that superhero drone that with Ron as the flyer on it.
Do we have license to do that?
I don't care. We'll do it anyway.
Yeah, they can sue us because there is no real ZinoNation. Who are they going to sue?
That's it. So that's what we'll have on the front of our T-shirt. Super Ron.
Hey, Ron, you've probably been responsible for more Zinos being sold than Quadcopter 101.
Did you hear about poor Jim? He's had something happen in his hometown. Was it?
He's from Pennsylvania.
Earthquake or something like that, and he's.
I thought he was from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he spends the summers, but something happened in his town in California, and they had to leave.
They had to leave.
Yeah, it was an earthquake or something. It's not safe. They had to leave.
Ryan is saying it was an earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was telling me something about that or whatever.
Oh, he could have Banggood build him a new house.
Yeah.
And he parks in Texas. He has a JJRC H-42WH coming. You ever hear that one, Brian?
No.
It's a butterfly drone.
I'm searching right now. Let me see it.
You ever hear of? I never heard of a butterfly drone.
Oh, I seen that. A Gadget Inspector did a video on that a couple years ago.
Okay.
It's been around.
An oldie but goodie.
Oldie but goodie.
We got Mikey B, Drill Ranger, in here with us now.
Too.
Well, Mike B, look at that nice motorcycle.
Yeah, that's a
Marcus,
sweet.
You know about motorcycles. He has a garage full of them.
Yeah, I do. I do have a few motorcycles laying around.
It's like you hate to admit it.
Yeah, well, it's an addiction, kind of like drones, except for they take up way more space.
And cost a lot more, huh?
And they do cost a lot more. Yeah.
Parks in Texas, he got that drone for $16, Brian.
Yep. I'm texting something in right now.
Brian says it mostly struck unpopulated areas of Death Valley, which is where Jim lives. That's Quad 101.
Is that his name, Jim?
Jim, yeah, Jim.
I didn't even know what his name was.
Yeah, I mean, I used to talk to him in the old days before he had 150,000 subscribers. Now he probably doesn't have time to talk to anybody anymore.
Well, he's one of the biggest drone channels. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
Is he still bigger than the Sailors?
No. They've taken over as the biggest now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the appeal of.
I don't either.
It just doesn't.
The only thing that I will say about them, and a lot of people like them. I don't have one way or another. I could care less.
Right.
But I've noticed that in all the years that they've been on, they've never increased their production quality whatsoever.
Right.
At least me, my videos from when I started a couple years ago to now, I mean, I got multiple cameras now, and I got this and that and better GoPros. I started out with these junky ass fake cameras and all that shit. They still got the same spiel of making the videos as when the day they started.
I guess you're right though. You're right. It's exact same.
It's the exact same format with him and the girl, and they talking to this camera that I don't even know if it's that good, and it's just there's no better production. It's not like with Dustin and Richter and all these people. As you go, you upgrade the production value of the video, where they have never done that.
Well, now it's worse because she's got to carry around the baby in one arm and the camera in the other.
Right. Yeah, they've never upgraded their production.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I've noticed? All their recent videos are RC cars now. Like I haven't seen him review a drone in a while. It's all.
Well, he's mad because there's been so many turds that he said he's sick of doing drones for a while.
Right, he's going to go the cars.
Right, for now, but he'll go back.
I guess how much better are the cars? To me, I'm not hating RC cars. I have an RC car, but to me, they kind of all look the same. I don't see any big revolution in cars. I mean, Ryan reviewed a nice buggy, and I forget the name of the company, but it had brushless motors, and it was under $99. Ryan, would you pop the name of that buggy you just reviewed, the brushless one, for $99? That's a pretty good value. It was a 1/16 scale, so it was kind of small, so it couldn't get over a lot of stuff. The Zihong Q903. Thank you.
The Mihang Low Q903.
That's a name, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah, that was it right there.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Oh, hold on. I got it now. There we go.
That's a good one.
Go over to RD Drone Reviews on YouTube and check this out. If you're looking for a bargain RC car, again, it's a 1/16 scale, so it's kind of small, but those brushless motors make it powerful. So, I was really impressed with it. I'm kind of looking for a bigger scale. I'm not looking to go small, but it's a good buy. So now, yeah. But yeah, a lot of people are doing cars now because it's just what Bryan said. The toy drone market has kind of really bottomed out. Nothing really innovative comes out anymore. I mean, you got drones like the F-11, which are pretty good flying drones, but I think they lack a little bit in the camera department. Would that be fair?
Well, the thing about it is none of these toy quadcopter companies want to step up. The only one that has done that is Hubsan with the Zino. But none of these other ones want to step up and take that next step. None of them.
Yeah.
They all just want to keep rehashing the same junk over and over and rebranding it. And
that's it. So really, what can you do with a toy drone? I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? So it's kind of natural that they all end up being the same after a while.
I wind up giving all of mine away. I bet you I gave away 50 or 60 drones last year.
Yep.
Or this year. I mean, I don't give them away as much in the summer because I'm out flying them. But once winter comes and I'm like, okay, I got to get rid of this shit because next year will be more shit. So once fall comes and the bad weather and all that, I'll start sending this garbage out,
Right. You only got so much space in your storage room.
Right. So, but yeah, it's. I go on Banggood every week and I go right to the new, and there's just nothing on there that's appealing to me right now at all. I mean, that thing I just showed you, that air, because I ordered that thing a month ago,
Right. Ryan's saying here.
That's not like I ordered that yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ryan's saying these toy drones are just good for line of sight flying.
Yeah, that's all they are.
Just for fun and fly around. Toys, they don't serve any real purpose, but they're fun if that's what you're looking for. I mean, again, they're great if you're a beginner. What's the last time a toy drone came out kind of got you excited, Bryan? You really were looking forward to getting it in.
God.
That's a tough question.
Yeah,
the spot.
Yeah, that's been a while.
that Superman drone you were just had there, the one with
yeah, really good right there. The Ron Brown drone.
yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
need.
that's a good one right there.
That's my title. When I do my review, that would be the
Mine's
title.
great.
No, your review of it was good. I mean, you could tell
did.
you liked it in that
Yeah,
review.
it flies good, man. I was real happy with it. But it doesn't have that, has that 35-foot range. You know, they tell you that right on the box too. So
Yeah.
And guess what? Ryan just said, I'm excited to get the Zino. There you go. That's the last toy drone to get excited about was the.
I don't think the Zino's a toy.
It's right on the cusp. It is.
I think it's like hobby grade. I wouldn't call it toy grade.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you this, Brian. What if the Zino only had your typical 2 megapixel?
I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy another one. See, the thing about the Zino is, I have a rule. I have a rule I live by with quadcopters. Okay, and the rule I live by is, if I took a quadcopter out, if I crashed it and destroyed it, would I buy another one?
Okay,
that's the rule I live by.
Right.
That's how you know it's good. If I'll go buy another one.
Well,
I went and bought another Zino.
Yeah, I agree with you. If I had a flyaway or something with my Zino, as soon as I got home, I'd be ordering another one. Totally.
Yeah. Right.
But
there's plenty of quadcopters like that muckus, whatever the hell that thing is there. This thing.
The abacus or whatever.
The mucus. Okay.
What if that flew away?
I guarantee you, if I take this out on its maiden flight and it flies away, I ain't buying another one.
What do you always say when it's adios amigo or
right? Adios amigo. See you later. Yeah, if that thing flies away, I can guarantee you I'm not. Now that thing has some really nice little motors on it, and it has a really nice battery. It's got a 3,000 milliamp hour battery in here.
It looks like a phantom battery.
The battery's big.
Hey,
but I guarantee you this camera is going to be dog shit. I guarantee it. I guarantee you this camera is going to look like hell.
They always go cheap on the camera.
They always go cheap on the camera. That's how they keep the cost down.
Here's the place for drones like that. Like I was bring up the Vigio XS812. It's just a little gear drive GPS drone, but you can buy the thing for like $70. And if it's somebody that's just trying to decide, well, do I really want to do this or not? I can understand how they might want to buy something like that and see if they even like flying a drone, you know, just kind of as their little starter drone or whatever, and then move on to something else.
Here's the other end of that. Okay, let me tell you. Let me flip that over and do the other side. Okay, the other side of that is, so they buy this thing. Okay, and then they go out and fly it, and then they look at the video and go, "Oh, I'm not doing this. This video looks like shit."
Oh, and it does on that video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you want the video. Okay, I see some drones that I have, like the little the K-Dang Paytoma. You know, okay, the video on that thing, at least it's clear. At least they could make the video look clear.
Right.
Now, it can have jello and all that, but some of these toy quadcopters, the video is all grainy looking and you know, it looks like hell. At least on them little K-Dangs, the video is clear. So
if you took a picture with it, the picture would be good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If it took photographs, the photographs look decent on that.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. But that is the problem with this, you know, the toy drone to the better drones. It's like there's no in between. Either you get the camera that's just like Bryan said, it's fuzzy and it looks like a camera from 15 years ago, or you have something with this 4K cinematic thing. It's not much in the middle. You either have a camera that's as good as a real camera, or you have a camera that's worse than your cell phone from 10 years ago. There's no middle ground.
Camera or a $300 camera.
There's no middle ground.
Like you can't make a $50 camera.
Right.
You know, what you're describing is the genius of the Zino.
Right.
It is the middle ground.
Right. The Zino has the $50 camera.
Right. And nobody else wants to make the $50.
And nobody else wants to do that. I am just so surprised that that MJX has not upgraded that camera when they, their quadcopters sell well.
Right.
Those bugs quadcopters sell well. That MJX they make money.
They fly well.
Right. They fly great and they make money on them things. People buy them things like crazy. Hell, I got the Bugs 3 Pro, the Bugs 5 Pro. I had the Bugs 2. I gave it to somebody. I had the Bugs 3. I gave that to somebody. I've bought all of their products.
And
but they always put these crappy ass 25-cent cameras on them things.
Right. And I understand some people tell me, well, they don't want to make them too expensive. People won't buy them. But I don't understand why they don't say they make a Bug. What are they up to? Bugs 5 now?
They've got Bugs 8s and Bugs 9s.
Anyways, whatever the current camera drone is, I don't know why they don't make one that's affordable and then make a pro version with a $50 camera and just charge another $50 or $100 for it. But why don't they do a camera version out for the people that want a better camera?
Okay, right. Like here's your $129 Bugs 3 Pro with this piece of shit camera.
Right.
And here's your $179 Bugs 3 Pro with the Zino type camera on it.
Right. And why don't they do that?
What's hard about that?
How hard is it to make two models? And they must they got to know that they're going to sell a lot of that higher end model.
They'll sell them.
Yeah.
Once somebody got one and showed everybody else what the video looked like, they'd sell them.
Right.
So you guys just touched on it. I have always thought that it's about time for Hubsan to come out with a Zino Plus or Zino Advanced or something. Put something with an optical flow sensor or a sonic sensor or something, and get a little more stability with it. They would sell the heck out of those, and they could charge. I mean, how much can one of those sensors cost? I mean, they could charge another $50, and people would buy it. I'd buy one. I can tell you that.
Well, the thing about the Zino is, and I think I said this before on one of your shows, that thing flies fine once you get going with it. It's that optical flow only affects it when it's like right after you take off.
Oh yeah, of course. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they got the barometer in there. That's what they're using. That electronic barometer. That's the same thing that the GoPro Karma uses. The GoPro Karma does not have any of them sensors.
Right. And Bryan, that's a good point. Go ahead, Marcus. I cut you. Go ahead.
So I want to throw this at Bryan because he's got both these drones too. Bryan, the A3 does not have any downward facing sensors, and it's more stable than the Zino.
Right. Well, it might just have a better barometer.
That's my point.
It might be calibrated a bit differently.
Yeah.
But to Bryan's point, unless your intention is to fly it low to the ground or whatever, once you take the Zino off and you go up like 50 feet or whatever, none of that matters anymore.
Right. It doesn't do that crap when you're up there flying around 200 feet. When I'm flying around, I don't see it doing any of this.
No.
I only see that when it first takes off and bobs around. And
Right. So
that kind of stuff.
Unless your intention is to fly 10 feet off the ground or whatever, what's it matter?
Right. I don't think it matters. But, they could still come out with one and call it a Pro. Charge $50 more bucks.
That's my point. Is they would get a bunch of idiots like me to spend more money.
Well, we don't know what the sales are. I don't know how much money they're making on it. They might just want to do a small revision on it. I mean, you don't know because you don't know what kind of profit they're making. You don't know what the profit and loss for the company is. So,
Right. I mean, it seems like they're selling a lot of them now. So, I guess that's a good thing. I know, I think it's the QC guy. He's doubtful they'll ever have a Zino 2 because look how long they rode with the 501, the H501.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Really didn't do any hardware improvements on it.
Right. That 501, man, they rode that thing
into the ground.
Right. Exactly. Good Lord. They still selling that thing. That's one of the, I knew so many people that had that, and I was first getting into this and doing that, but I just looked at that video and I said, this doesn't look good. I'm not paying. At that time was going to be $225, $250.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wasn't paying that for that thing. There's no stabilization in the video at all. So I was like, no dice. I'm not buying one of them things. And I didn't. I never bought one of those. Probably one of the only drones I didn't buy.
Yeah, I had one, and again, it's one that, like a lot of these other drones, it flew okay, but again, the camera, the thing came out, I think, in what, like 2016. So I guess the camera was okay for 2016. It was competitive with the other toy drones of that era, but it's not in this era.
Right. Like now, I mean, you'd be an idiot to buy that when you could buy a Bebop.
Right, exactly.
For less money.
Yeah, you easily get the Bebop on eBay now for what, $200 controller.
I bought one for $99.
Well, the original Bebop with the Bebop.
No, the original Bebop I bought for $99. I only bought it to get the batteries.
Right. The Bebop 2 is only $200 on eBay with controller.
Right.
Hey, what is the difference between the Bebop and the Bebop 2?
Oh, good question.
A lot.
Oh, really?
The Bebop 2 has 3-axis stabilization. The Bebop 1 has a 2-axis stabilization. Okay, so that's the difference with that. The Bebop 2 has a way bigger battery. The Bebop 2 has a way better controller. I mean, it's just all around way better. The Bebop 1, you can use that fly pad, like that thing you got with that swing.
Right.
You know that swing you got, Marcus?
Yeah.
It has that fly pad.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll fly the Bebop 1. You can fly the Bebop 1 with that.
Shoot, so I buy one.
It'll only go about 250 feet.
Oh.
Because that's Bluetooth.
Oh, got you.
Okay. That thing runs on Bluetooth, that controller. The fly pad. It's a Bluetooth controller.
Yeah.
So you'll get about 250 feet with that.
Hey, Joe has a question for you, Brian.
Yeah.
He says, TDR, Zino or Bebop 2, which is better? Well, that's a tough one.
Man, that's close.
That's a good question.
The only thing I would say that the Bebop 2 had over the Zino is the software.
Right.
Or the app software.
Right.
The flight plan on the Parrot is like some of the finest that there is. But I mean, as far as drones, they both take real nice video. The Bebop 2 takes really nice video,
Good comment. Marcus, maybe somebody may want to get one of these Bebop 2s and do a head-up video with the Hudson Zino side by side.
Yes, Marcus.
Who are you talking about, Ron?
Sell one of those Corvettes.
Who do you think could do a good job with a video like that, Brian?
Brian's already got it.
I think Marcus would do a great video on that. Actually, Josh could make one of them because he's got that stuff. He just bought a Bebop 2.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I think Ryan's got a comment here. He said the Bebop has a fixed camera, and I've seen the electronic image stabilizer crap his pants, and the video is full of wobble when that happens. Which Bebop?
I've never seen that happen.
1 or 2?
I've never seen that happen in either one of them. The video take a shit.
I wondered about
that thing. The video's been rock solid. I've never had one issue with the video on the Bebops.
Parks and Tech said, "I'll do it."
Go ahead.
Parks and Tech took the Bebop Zino challenge. Josh, just keep the video under about 60 minutes.
Yeah. 5 minutes each. 5 minutes each. That makes 10 minutes for total. That's what YouTube likes. 10 minutes.
Oh, hold on. Brian's got another comment. He said a local guy in what's STL, St. Louis, has a Bebop, and I saw it. I can show you his video.
I don't care about the guy in St. Louis. I care about my Bebops. My Bebops don't have shitty video. My Bebops have good video. I've never had one problem with them drones. Not one. No flyaways, no crashes, no nothing.
Wow. Maybe his Bebop has a problem.
Yeah. I've never had one issue with either one of my Bebops. Never. And my Bebop 1, I probably got more flights on that than anything I ever flew. Wow. I probably got 70, 80 flights on that Bebop 1. Never crashed it. Never crashed it. Never nothing.
Does it have a controller though that'll fly further?
Yeah, it has the Bebop 2 controller will work with it.
Oh,
Yeah. That's called the Sky controller, by the way. Yeah.
So it sounds like somebody could maybe sell an aviator stick on eBay and get enough money to buy a Bebop 1, 2.
He's got to make some more videos.
Hey, no, I'm going to save. Yeah, that's true. I got to make some more videos, and I will. But I'm saving up for that Mavic Mini or Spark 2 or whatever it is.
That ain't coming out.
I bet you it's before the holidays.
Better just get the Bebop 2, right?
I don't know, Marcus.
They're not going to let the holidays go by without a new drone.
I don't know.
And they want to get into that $500 range, where the Zino is selling, where the Fimi X8 is selling. They need to get a drone in that price range.
We'll see.
Yep.
Well, I'll be
Just keep watching Drone DJ. I'm sure in a day or two they're gonna, I'm sure they're gonna have some, Phantom 17 out by Friday. Have cameras facing forward and backwards, and rumor has it, and this, that, and the other. But
Bryan,
that thing that they put out last week, that picture of that fake 3D printed thing, if you would have actually really looked that thing over, you could tell that thing was nothing but a plastic toy. You could just tell that. Did you see the video when the guy closed the hatch in the back? How cheap that sounded?
The video, but I knew it was there.
And did you look at the motors, the fake brushless motors that were on there? Those weren't real motors. They were some kind of fake thing with these little flathead screws, these little cheap flathead screws holding the props on. And if you see the thing upside down, there wasn't no guts to the motor or anything. It was just like that little outer shell thing. It was just like this little outer shell thing stuck in the hole. There was nothing underneath. There was just hollow. There was no wires or anything like that in it. That was so fake. It was sickening. Believe me, that thing was nothing but a 3D printed pile of garbage. That's all it was. That's all it was. Period. Believe me.
I'm still saying that doesn't mean that DJI is not coming out with a drone. I'm just thinking about what would be in DJI's best interest. And I'm telling you that before the holiday season, they're going to want to get something coming out.
We'll see.
Whether it's that or something else. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, Ryan posted about the drone DJI today when they ran the Mini, showing it in the live. Did you guys see this? The Mini is between the size of the Tello and the Spark. It looks like it's only twice as big as the Tello.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the fake toy 3D printed thing. It's going to be real small.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's not all just bullshit either. I mean, what the hell do I know?
Right.
But I'm just saying that I can't believe that DJI won't have something out before the holidays.
And another thing I'm not going for is this 250 gram thing. Look, if DJI wants to put out a product, when they put out a product, it's going to be something of quality. And they're not going to be able to get a Mavic Pro 2 into a minus 250 gram deal. And that's not going to happen.
And I want to ask you,
I don't think they really care about that part.
And what's the big deal about the 250 grams anyways? Because, okay, so you don't have to spend $5 in register. You still have to pay all the FFA laws just because it's under 250 grams.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can fly in restricted air zones or whatever.
Right.
All it does is save you $5 registering it.
Right. That's all. You still can't go drive next to the airport and start shooting off 249 gram drones over the terminal.
Right. It doesn't mean anything except you don't pay $5.
Right.
Register.
I'll tell you what it means to DJI. DJI has committed to everything over 250 grams having ADS-B in it. So it might be a way for them to get under that promise that they made. But the other thing, and to your point, Bryan, the batteries weigh a certain amount.
Right.
And if it's going to have any kind of flight time like they're talking about, it's just hard to believe that it could be under 250 grams.
It's amazing me. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus all the quality, they're going to put into it. That stuff has weight to it.
Exactly.
Decent motors, decent battery, electronics, GPS modules, and all this shit. All that stuff adds weight. Fans, all their drones have fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to go with some fanless. Yeah, I don't know, but man, something that they would put out to be less than. I mean, even the Anafi weighs more than that. That weighs nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
That thing's as light as a feather.
But it has a fan.
Right. A little tiny one, little baby fan.
Yeah.
So I just think I just don't know if they're going to be able to pull that 250 gram thing off and have a quality type of product. It might be some kind of super tello or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, full disclosure here, none of us have any insiders at DJI. This is all speculation. We don't know anything. We're only.
Well, I heard a rumor that Ostalov just married my sister.
Well, that's probably true.
That might be something going on.
But we're about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, and Brian's eyes are getting tired, so we're gonna probably bring this.
I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
We're gonna bring this epic 2 hour plus show to a screeching halt here, and I want to thank everybody in the chat that hung in for this overlong affair here. I know a lot of people had to come and go. People do have to get up and go to work and all that good stuff. So again, thanks for putting up with us for better than 2 hours tonight. But I think we covered a lot of good things. I was very grateful that Bryan joined us. I know he had a different perspective than Marcus on what was going on with DJI. And we want different perspectives of the show. We don't want a show where everybody agrees and says the same thing or whatever.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Why be like all the other YouTube shows and have everybody say the same thing?
Exactly. Let's get on here and start like fighting and throwing shit. You damn bad lying bastards.
Let's actually have an original thought.
Right.
But it's great having Bryan on, and as always, it's great having Marcus as my co-host.
Bryan, take that little drone, the little man off there, and put a needle in it or something.
Oh yeah,
I can't break this before I send it to Ron.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's gonna. When I get that little drone, it's going to be one of the greatest reviews ever seen on YouTube or whatever. It may get 100 views.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you might like this so much you might not even send it to Marcus.
Oh, it may not make it the Idaho, huh?
Yeah.
It needs to be a permanent part of that desk back there. I would say.
Always sit here for every show, right? I'll build a little stand for it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's about all I have to say tonight. I'm gonna pass it to Bryan to give his closing thoughts tonight. Maybe you can preview some reviews coming up, what's going to be on the channel, and then he could pass it to Marcus, and then we can all go to bed.
Okay, I got that JJRC thing coming up. I've got the flight I did with the Anafi after the update. I've got a flight with the Mantis that I did after that update. Some toy stuff I did. I got like 25 videos in my queue set to private. I kind of always keep like 25 in there.
So you just hit publish.
Right. They're all made, within actually one of them is shit from April. One of them is all the way back from April. I just haven't got around to it yet, but it was just a toy video and I just never found the time to put it out there yet. But, but I like to keep a lot of them in there just in case, I freaking break my leg or have a heart attack or something like that. So at least I'll be able to lay in the hospital and just hit publish for a couple of weeks while I recover, So, yeah, that's what's coming up. It's the same crap, But I am planning on making a few trips once this hot guy. I can't do anything in this heat. This heat just melting me. But I am going to go visit the QC guy He lives like an hour and 10 minutes away, hour and 20 minutes away in Johnstown. And I am going to go visit another guy, Thomas Gerties Jr. He lives pretty close, in an hour and a half or whatever. So I am making a couple of road trips. So
nice.
You know, go visit those guys. Chris, he's got some real nice spots out there. I want to go. He's got that reservoir. I want to go. I mean, I could go there by myself, but if I want to go there, I might as well grab him, right?
I know.
He's a nice guy, so we'll get along and maybe go out for breakfast and go fly some drones or something. So it'll be a nice day. But I can't do it when it's 90 degrees, okay? It's got to cool off. Okay, yeah. Marcus, hit it.
Well, I do have another FT Aviator video coming out here real quick. I'm kind of still editing it. And that's the one I referred to, flying it with the Mavic 2. And then I'll do some more with it after that. I don't know if it'll be immediately. But the other thing is I haven't flown the Zino for a while, and I haven't flown the FEMI X8 for a while. So I need to get those guys up in the air and maybe go out to the Snake River Canyon, or there's plenty of places around here to fly. So need to maybe try out a few different spots. So yeah, that's about it. Nothing earth shaking. And then I do want to mess around with this guy a little bit, the Osmo 3.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Yep.
Yeah, I want to try some things out with that. So we'll probably put together a little video. I mean, obviously it's more of a camera thing, but should be. Usually that kind of stuff is of interest. Anybody that's interested in drones is usually interested in that kind of stuff too. So
right.
Anyway.
So I got a question for Marcus real quick. The X8, I haven't had that much flight time with it because I had that little problem with the GPS. Have you tried out the waypoints on that?
I have, and they work great.
Will it go out of range and keep going on the mission?
I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. But I have done a couple different. I've tried that out a couple times.
Right, because the Parrot, the Anafi will, right?
That's what I've been told.
You can set up a waypoint mission with the Anafi and just set the controller down and walk back in your house.
Yeah.
And it can go out of the screen and all that. It'll go as far as the battery will take it.
Yeah. That's good to know and useful.
Well, the Zino will do it too, because I tried it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I thought I ran into the Zino that it would stop you the total length of your waypoints.
Right. But you can still lose the bind even within that. There's a 1,500 meter. There's a 1,500 meter when you're drawing out the map. Okay. Right. But you just ignore it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just ignore it.
Huh?
Because it counts the 1,500 meters, even if you're coming back to you. It's not 1,500 meters out. It's 1,500 meters in total.
In total, yeah.
Yeah. So if you go 750 meters out and 750 meters back, the thing's going to stop right above your head. It's not out of range. Right. Just keep drawing the next one.
Right.
Okay. It'll ignore that.
Oh,
Once
really?
it starts flying, when you get ready to take off, it'll say, "Do you want to ignore the thing?" You just say yes.
You just gave me my next video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just try to fly it, and if it loses the bind when you're in the waypoints, if you lose the transmission, it should not go into return to home. It should finish the waypoint.
Finish the mission. Right.
Interesting.
Because the Anafi, that's what sets the Anafi software apart, and the Lychee sets them apart from the rest, because some of them don't do that. Right. Some of them, as soon as you lose the bind, they'll just do the return to home.
Right.
But the Lychee app and the Anafi app, they won't do that. And neither will the one for the Bebop either. The Bebop one there is a video you guys should go look for. It's on YouTube. These 5 guys, they had Bebop 2s. These guys were of means. You could tell the house they had on the beach, or it was down in Florida. It looked like build a drone reviewer's crib, you know, like one of them kind of nice joints. Okay. They had 5 Bebop 2s sitting on their back porch, and they all lifted them up, and they all took off one a second later after the other one. And they edited this video where you can see the one Bebop 2 in front of you. They went on like this 10-mile. They just set the controllers down, went in the house drinking beer while the whole thing did it, and they all came back and landed right there.
Wow.
Yeah. The video is crazy, but all you got to do is type in, I think it's something like Bebop 2 waypoints.
I'll look at that.
And you'll find it in there. You know, you'll find it. The video is crazy looking that these guys did this. And this video is like 3 years old.
So Bryan, one point I wanted to make to you, though, is when you get comfortable enough with that X8 that you feel like going out of ways with it and so forth, it is a fast drone, man. I mean, that sucker is powerful, and it will cover ground quick. It's like the Mavic 2 in that regard. It's fast and powerful.
Well, I wanted to take it out that one day I went down to the river, but I lost all the satellites.
Right.
You know, and when you're doing them waypoints, if you lose all the satellites, it ain't coming back.
Yeah, no, it's like Kolsky. It just keeps going. Yeah.
Right. I got lucky actually that mine stopped where it did.
Yeah.
You know, mine stopped only like 100 feet away.
Yeah.
It was like 200 feet up, but all the satellites dropped out, so it couldn't continue on the waypoint. It just cold.
Right.
Well, if it doesn't stop cold where I can see it, or if I'm out of transmission range, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just a little bit leery. I might take it and try it again. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, maybe cooler weather too.
I might have to take it up somewhere like to that dry lake or something where even if it went down, I'd be able to go get it or something.
Get it. Yeah, that's smart.
So.
All right. Well, I almost forgot. We want to shout out Sean Matthews and the Drone Seekers, right, Marcus?
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
He produced a great series of videos on the Phantom 3. He's gone back over it again. The Phantom 3 still could be a good bargain drone if you get a nice used one. So
still great.
Yeah. So okay, that's it from everybody. We're gonna call this one a wrap. So great show, gentlemen, and we'll see you soon. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. All right, hold on.